When people say that you shouldn't hand feed horses treats because it makes them pushy and muggy, you can see here that they're right. When positive reinforcement trainers tell you that feeding treats as a reward does not make horses pushy and muggy, they're also right. Here's the difference. So here's a horse that has not been positive reinforcement trained. He knows I have food on me, and he is mugging me. He's being pushy because he's been hand-fed treats indiscriminately. Just whenever the owner's heart desires to give him a treat, he gets a treat. Horses do what works. And so what has worked is that he's been cute and done these cutesy things, and it's gotten him the reward that he's seeking. Let's start teaching this horse how to have good manners around food. Let's start teaching this horse that the behavior that we like is a behavior where he leaves a bubble of space around me so that I can feel safe, that I can have food on me while I'm around him without this going on. So the first thing I need to establish is that I'm safe. He is in his stall, so we call this protective contact. This means that he is safe behind a barrier and he cannot become pushy in a way that is going to endanger me. He is very cute. Okay, so I'm going to step away from him here, and each time that I give him a food reward, notice that my hand is going to reach out towards him. I'm going to create this space around myself. I'm going to bring the food to him. The first thing I'm going to do using this clicker is I'm going to introduce what the meaning of the clicker sound is. Right now it doesn't mean anything to him because he hasn't been clicker trained. So I'm going to offer him a treat, my outstretched open hand, and as he's eating it, I'm going to click. Right away, he's been introduced to this sound meaning food. And we're going to repeat that. So we're going to treat, bring him our outstretched hand, and click. Repeat. Outstretched hand, click. I'm changing positions now because I don't want him to think that my body position is dependent on him getting treats. I want him to understand that treats can come from no matter where I'm standing. So I'm going to grab a treat, give it with my outstretched open hand, and click. Notice that my posture in between treating is neutral. I don't have my hand in the treat pouch. I don't have my hand in a pocket if I have treats there. My body position is neutral. The order of giving him the reward is going to be the same every time. I'm in neutral. I reach into my pocket, offer the treat with my outstretched hand, click. Repeat. Being a smart horse, he probably is beginning to understand that this sound has a nice meaning behind it. So let's see if we can't start to install where we want his head to be when he gets a reward. I want his head to be straight in front of his body and out of my space. So this is mugging behavior. I'm not going to reward this. And because he's been rewarded inadvertently for this behavior. He thinks this is the right behavior. So there's no punishment. We're just going to wait for him to return to a neutral mental state, a relaxed mental state. So he might get a little frustrated because these things have worked for him before. I like this because he moved away. So I'm clicking, I'm getting the treat, and I'm bringing the treat to him, again, with this space around me. He doesn't know yet what the rules are. We're teaching them to him. He thinks this is still the right answer. I like that because it's a way for me, and it's a way for me to reward an improvement, a very tiny improvement, without frustrating him. I'm going to do it again. And did you notice that I changed the order? Now I click, I reach into my pocket, I treat. Because this click sound is the marker that says, yes, you're doing it right. Food is coming. I will bring the food to you. So he's not in a relaxed mental state. He's pawing, normal, right? Because he's frustrated. He doesn't know what makes the food come. Pawing in the wild makes food come. There. As soon as his head returned to the center of his chest, he wasn't pawing. I gave him an opportunity to earn a reward. I want to do this as quickly in succession as possible while still rewarding tiny, tiny improvements. Again, I'm going to change my body posture, my position. My body position is changing because I don't want him to think that this game is dependent on where I'm standing. So he's going to change his behaviors again. Remember, he's not being bad. He's offering these things that have worked for him before. They were inadvertently trained. So he has to unlearn these things, and that takes time. That was a tiny improvement. Was it perfect? No, it's not going to be for a long time, but it was better. It was his head in his own space. Sometimes a good time to reward is when they're chewing, like I did there. Because the head is in neutral when they're chewing, most of the time. I wasn't quick enough there. This is a lot for him for day one. His brain probably hurts, So we're gonna give him a really clear signal that the game is over. We're gonna get one more nice one in here, good. And then we're gonna give him a really clear signal that the game is over. And I could prepare a feed pan. Or I can do it this way. I take a big handful of treats, and I put them on the ground in front of him, and I wave my hands, game over, and I say, game over, and he has a big jackpot. A couple of big handfuls of food. Now I'm going to remove anything from the environment that could trigger him to think that we're playing another game. I want it to be a really, really clear message that we're done playing. I'm going to put away my treat pouch, I'm going to put away the clicker, and I'm just going to go home. Or in the very least, ignore him, remove myself for a little while. All right, that was day one.